Hopefully it'll be a good volume. Okay. Okay, I think we're all good. Okay, so until someone asks me a question, the goal for today is to do some studying about R. I've been spending the last like over an hour just trying to get this thing to work though. It's currently installing packages, so I think once this is done, we're gonna be set to go. It does make me feel kind of cool to have all these messages like running past the screen. I feel like a hacker. I don't know why it like this is all just to install tidyverse though. This is a little bit extra. I don't know who this information is for. Definitely not for me. uh oh, I got tricked. That line right there looked what? As soon as someone redeemed first, I got an error displaying chat. Try again. That is completely new. Try again. When you at first you don't succeed, try again. Why I can't see my own chat? Bruh. There's a meow. You can communicate with me through channel point redeems, and that's it. That's what this stream has come to. Okay. God damn it. I can't. I can't see my own chat. That is rough. I have to open up my own stream. Wait. I can't even... What the hell, man? This isn't even getting an OBS. Wait, okay, it pops up there. Wait, okay. I can see who's I can change my thing so I can see who's redeeming stuff at least. It's Jed, of course it's Jed. Oh wait, okay. I just looking at my OBS preview because that's the only chat that's working right now. Wait, okay, I have a different idea. Fucking streamer bot. That's what I want. Okay, wait, dude, there's so many people here. Holy crap. Wait, no. This is mixing in old chats. I love how the numbers just don't add up. Okay. So wait, only Jet has chatted. I see. Okay, Skirtle did just do the lights. Hi, Skirtle. That's so annoying. Why? Why is it as soon as I start streaming? Everything just goes to shit. You're not here? Yeah, my bad, Skirt. Besai, hey, you'll take a chance in the near future and win. You are so boring that when I see you, my feet go to sleep. What the hell? Okay, yeah. Sorry, Skirt, you're just too boring. Okay, well, at least I can see chat again. This is stupid. Is my YouTube chat? Has anyone typed in YouTube chat? I don't think so. I test. Also, wait, did Colorcone say something earlier and it just didn't pop up in that chat up there? Test function, or is that an old one? I don't know. Love is a warm fire to keep the soul warm. Yeah, that's even worse than the last one. Um, I'm gonna go back to okay. First, I'm gonna try my own stream again, and then I want to see if Zag is having the same problem, or if Twitch just hates me in particular. Wait, that's working. Why isn't my OBS chat working? Hey, Flofi, Flofold. I'm dealing with tech issues right now. Okay, wait. I think I'm in business. I think my chat is working again. That was so strange. Okay. Um, I think I don't know. I don't know what I think. Okay, wait. I need to undo my filter now. Channel point. Okay, I don't want to see the channel point readings in my activity feed. That's stupid. Why? I don't know why anyone would want that. Um. Yes. Today's gonna be an R day, unless until someone distracts me. I theoretically messed around with R, like doing the bare basics, like 8 years ago. I don't think we even use any packages, just like baseline R stuff. And I want to learn actual R. I've spent uh the past like hour at least trying to make RStudio work inside of the virtual machine that I use to do coding on stream. Oh yes, skirts on YouTube. Uh, it's still installing Tidyverse though. I don't know why it's taking this long, but this is like I do get to pretend to be like a hacker now with all this like command line stuff just like going by. So yeah, this is gonna have to do its thing, but we're gonna do some reading before we are gonna get into writing R anyway. So hopefully it'll fix itself by then. That's why I'm hacking into your mainframe right now. You better watch out. YouTube is weird. I swear, like more than half the people who type in YouTube are just trolls. Doo doo. Okay, so yeah, Skirt is a troll, yeah. So we're gonna have to install these after they should be a lot smaller packages though. Yesterday I speedran through the first 3 chapters. Actually, maybe I should introduce what this even is. This is an online textbook. R for Data Science. It uses Tidyverse. There's another package that I want to learn too, but this seems like the more universal thing that's better to start with. So yeah, off stream, I like recreated this plot, worked through all the exercise questions, all that for like chapters 2 and 3 also. And like the section here where you start like filtering and arranging and looking for distinct stuff, it just reminds me of SQL, but different syntax. Okay, but I'm on chapter 4. Is Tidyverse installed yet? It sure isn't. Okay, so I don't know if there'll even be many exercises to do in this chapter, but let's speed read it. Good coding style is like correct punctuation, you can manage without it, but it sure makes things easier to read. One word. Even as a very new program, it's a good idea to work on your coding style. Yeah. So your code feel a bit tedious to start with. Sure. The styler package. I'm still working on Tidyverse book. What is R? Baby, don't hurt me. Wait, you don't know what R is, Skirt? We were just like talking about it. I don't know if you're being ironic or not, but it's a programming language for doing data science, basically. Oh, I see. God damn it. So you basically have data organized in tables, and you can do all sorts of stuff with that data using R, and it's reproducible, which is one of the like big ideas. Where if someone else could take your same original data, take the R code that you've written, and get the same figures out or whatever results out. Learn R in comp sci? No, not necessarily. This is more like a data science thing, and it's also it's not too bad. It's like it's really like high level, and like it's not too far off from like Python in terms of like being easy to read. It's maybe easier to read. It's not your programming, it's our programming. Yeah, I would say like it's probably not typical for computer science students to learn it, but they probably could and do sometimes, depending on like what you want to specialize in. We actually got Tidyverse installed. Wait. Google Drive, huh? I don't care about that. Okay, we need all these bad boys. That's of course part of your comp sci degree. Doesn't like you need to do R. Yeah. Hardlock, thank you so much for the tip. It wasn't you? Yeah. It was Albert Einstein. You want that again? We can replay it. That is the song of the husky. No, the actual song that's playing. Yeah, I have a few alerts like that, and I could find the original video if I looked hard enough. But yeah, I think there's a lot of videos like that on YouTube of just huskies throwing tantrums, and I think that they're adorable. That's the song that's playing. Okay, I need to catch up with chat here. PySpark. I haven't heard of PySpark. It says Albert Einstein. Yeah, it says right there, hardlocked. You're right. I just don't know how to read. I hope your day's going well. Hardlocked. My experience probably not represented because it's specific to that tool. Okay. Favorite sound in the world right now. You actually sprayed body spray in my mouth. Now I speak with an accent. IG hype. That's a good one. The dog really hates this download. It does. I have it beside that's G-Hype's thing. He always just comes in with a dad joke. I mean, maybe it really happened too, but That's just a joke. Password Python library for bindings for Apache Spark, which is an open source. Oh, okay. That I haven't done any big data things. Okay, so workflow code style. I still need to do this package too. Bruh. You know how dishwasher tablets work. You've already taken 5 of them, and I don't feel like doing the dishes. The dishwasher tablet challenge instead of the Tide Pod challenge. They are like that. They are high quality. The the fine wine of dad jokes. Okay, copy this, paste it later. Okay. It's still working on the other installs. I need to remember to actually import these libraries. So I guarantee I'm going to get further down. I'm going to try to copy some code into my RCDL, and I'm going to get annoyed that the packages aren't loaded yet. We talked briefly about names in section 2.3. We did? Okay, sure. Remember that variable names be created by the era, which is like the worst notation ever. And those created by mutate should only use lowercase letters. Yeah, sure. Wait, strive? Oh, yeah. I mean, this isn't a matter of opinion. Come on. General tones better to prefer long descriptive names that are easy to understand rather than concise names that are fast to type. Yep. Okay, this is like basic stuff. Spaces. Sword. Any advice for getting good at competitive programming? I mean, I am not good at competitive programming myself, so like I can't give you like um I can't give you advice from experience, but like I think with any other type of competition, it really is just practice. Like the thing that you're competing in is being able to solve problems quickly, and the only way that you can get good at that is by solving problems over and over again. So it it's not really like the just drink 2 tablespoons of lemon juice each day advice that you might want, but that's the reality. Zach, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, people. Hope the rest of your stream was good. It's always good to see Gauss's law and Coulomb's law going, Zach. What's happening to an electric raid? True. So yeah, what's happening on the stream today? Unless someone wants to distract me with a math question, which is always welcome, or a question in general, I guess. I decided to learn R, and so yeah, I found this free online textbook, and I've been working through it. Yesterday, I went through the first 3 chapters, and I'm just reading through chapter 4 right now. Which is about code style. GF says Murphy's law states that what can go wrong will go wrong. Have you heard of Cole's law? It's thinly sliced cabbage with mayo. That took me a second. Coleslaw. Oh my god, G Hive. Oh. And G Hive is sprinkling in dad jokes too. Welcome, almost Oilers identity. True, yeah. Hey, Energy. And hey, $10 to gauss it up. Sword is saying it's mostly math, greedy algorithm, and like logical problems. They're very weird. You don't see the patterns repeating. Whenever you're still not able to detect the pattern. So they're possible to prove in something like CF. I don't know what CF is. Improve in something like competitive something. If you ever come across anyone who's extremely bad at math, then we can really go to the practice. I mean, in my opinion, Sword, anyone can do anything. It's just a matter of time and willpower. And you're at like the most discouraging stage of learning. It sounds like where like when you learn any new skill, it's like this axis is time and this axis is motivation. I feel like a really typical curve that this follows is like your motivation starts high, but then as you actually like study more, it dips way down. But then when you actually learning like accomplish something, it comes back. And it's like this bottom trough that's always the toughest to push through. And I don't know, just like being able to just keep on grinding and dealing with it is a skill that's good to have. It's also valid to look at the reality situation and call it quits too if you decide it's not worth your time and effort. We were there for 15 days, saw 0 progress. Oh, there's like rating points? Oh, that's even more discouraging. So yeah, it really depends on you, Sword. I'm sorry that you're dealing with that, but like there's no secret other than just practicing, and it is difficult to practice well. Like taking breaks is equally as important as grinding. So I don't know. I wouldn't be discouraged by like losing points. Like you're still getting out there and you're trying to do things, and that's always something to be proud of, even if it doesn't go your way, Sword. I would try to look at it like that. Like be proud of the time and effort that you've spent on it, and the rating will come eventually. Energy asks, if it's not too much to ask, can you explain the formula for Markov chains? All the videos I found were mostly conceptual and didn't make the formula intuitive. What? I wonder what formula you're maybe asking about. I could talk about Markov chains in general. Thanks for lurking, Visai. Yeah, I could definitely talk about like the basics of Markov chains, because that's about as much as I know about them. I wonder if I can scroll if the Wikipedia page can have maybe the formula that you're thinking of. No worries, energy. Like if you want, you can link a video that includes the formula that you're talking about too, and I can skim through it. Yeah, it's really hard to deal with, Sword. Like my heart goes out to you because it's like if it was easy to get good at that type of stuff, Sword, then everyone would do it and it wouldn't be special. So the things that are difficult are the things that are worth doing. That's a reason why they could be worth doing. Not every difficult thing is worth doing, but hey, Tussulus. We remember this summer seminar for teachers on Markov chains. You participate in one. Ooh, cool, cool. Yeah, I was doing Markov chains in the first math biology class I took. I forget why though. I'd have to I about to say scroll. I'd have to flip through my notebook. Quinner, praise me. Quinner, your 5 streak is massive. I appreciate it. It's the best 5 streak I think I've ever seen. You never did Markov chains in undergrad? I don't think I did either. It is big. Hope your day's going good, Quinner. My favorite non-elementary function? You have 5 streak envy. Favorite non-elementary function. That's a fun one. This is kind of a stupid answer, but the second solution to Airy's equation. Like the first solution is AI and the second one is BI. Because I like to call it Barry. Because if this one is Airy, this one is Barry. And that's about the entire reason why it will be my favorite non-elementary function. I did actually use it a bit when I learned about asymptotic analysis too, so I do know something about it. Bessel function is a good choice. Oh, gamma function would be a great choice. Okay, my real answer is probably gamma function. 2 minutes and 20? Okay, sorry, I got distracted. How about you, Tussulus? Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah. Digamma or dilogarithm? Ooh, okay. You're young again? Yeah, so Fluffy is saying it. Basically, I need to go to jail. You guys, and you two aren't even the only ones who are mentally 8 years old either in that group. So yeah, basically, think of n as like the number of states, and like n plus 1 is the next state, and n is your current state. And well, this thing is you build up your Markov chain. Like the fundamental thing that you assume for Markov chains is that tomorrow's state only depends on today. So this is tomorrow, this is today. And so like this conditional probability is the only thing you need to think about when you're thinking about Markov chains. Like, you know everything about tomorrow if you know everything about today. You don't need to compare anything else. Games of classic go a bit too mainstream. That's fair enough, Tussulus. You learned one important thing here, that you suck at math. Everyone sucks at math. Yeah. Unless you're like one of the goats, like Euler or whatever. Are you planning on becoming a professor? I feel like you'd be good at it. That'd be a really cool job, Visai. That's something you need like a PhD for, and you need to be like at least a little bit accomplished in your field, and I'm not either of those things. I do really love like teaching though. You never learn your doo-doo? Well, now you're just lying, skirt. You gotta learn alien calculus? I'll pass. I mean, if you know today's lottery numbers, you can know tomorrow's. There actually was a mathematician who figured that out, apparently. Or like figured out a way to predict lottery numbers. But if they followed a Markov process, you could. Unfortunately, I don't think they do. But if they did, you could. Okay, so that's a good question, Energy. So capital X is your random variable. And I associate X sub n at, like, I'm going to say time in quotes. So you can think of n as like time. And so this random variable can take on many different values that we are generically calling small x. I'm going to get this maybe slightly wrong, but it's like you define something called like a state space of all your possible states, and capital X is one of those states. So if it's a coin, you have heads or tails as your space. And so this is a bad example to use because this is independent. I should think of a better example. But like if you had some type of rigged coin, you could say like the probability of your third flip being heads given your second flip was tails. Like you could think about that probability if you had like a rigged coin. And so lowercase x is just some state that we don't necessarily care about right now. And capital X is the actual like random variable that we're thinking about different values it can take on. Get your degree in education and teach IB high school level math. I don't know if I would enjoy like teaching below. I mean, IB or AP class would be better for me for sure, but I kind of would rather teach like at a community college or an actual like university, I think. Stop calling me out. I'm reporting the stream. The equivalent of saying that's probably of getting 6 on the 6th die toss, given the next die toss is 1, assuming. Well, I'm a little bit confused by what you're saying, given the next toss is 1. If you're given the next toss, then why are you... I'm not sure like what your question actually is, Destin. I think it's maybe phrased a little bit weirdly. P-adic stuff, Tesla? I'm not sure. I haven't learned about P-adic anything. And so yeah, and so like you could talk about if you had some type of weird like magic die. The probability of your next toss being a 5 given the current one is 4 or whatever. In reality, like those are independent things, and so you would find that like say like your 4th toss being a 6 given your 3rd toss being a 1 is the same exact thing as just the probability of your 4th toss being 6 because they're independent. Well, wait, no, that doesn't make sense, does it? I think what I wrote is wrong, but there's a statement like that we can make. Yeah, I'm not that good with probability. I should really study specifically again because I've forgotten a lot of this. What's so probability of random variance will determine the conditional probability. Yes. Um, you don't need to know the entire history. You just need to know one day, or like at one point. If a model follows a Markov chain is quicksort, choosing the pivot precisely depends only on the kernels being evaluated. Oh, interesting, Floppy. That's kind of cool. I would think so, yeah. Like, is quicksort, is that when we split it in half? Like, many times? It's been so long since I learned about quicksort. You hate R? I don't know enough about it to hate it or love it. Oh, okay, it's not necessarily half, is it? Okay, yeah, I learned about this, but it was a long time ago. You're a hater? A hater? There is one that will be a lot cleaner though, Flofi, where you just always like cut the list in half, and then you cut it in half again, and you keep cutting it in half until you have pairs, and then you kind of go back up through. I think that could be a Markov type of thing, or be like cleanly modeled. Merge sort? Yeah, I think so. That sounds right. As far as you're going into applied math and becoming a quant or machine learning researcher slash data science, those fields are very well paying. I I I could have focused on that during my master's if I wanted to. I just as a person, I would so much rather work in nonprofit or government, though. I would rather do something that feels meaningful and still pays some money than just doing the thing that pays the most that I don't necessarily enjoy. Um, you would hang yourself by your sack. Damn, that's a strong statement. I don't know if I would go that far, but it's just not for me. Like if I enjoyed it for its own sake, then that's one thing. But I wouldn't want to get into it just to make money. You'll be gone, sort. You think economics is overhated? Ooh. I don't know enough about it to. I mean, just like R, I don't know enough about it to hate it or love it. I did a macroeconomics class and a microeconomics class as like gen eds in university. I did not like either of those classes, but like the a more mathematical perspective, I might enjoy more. Finance and economics are two completely different things. Yeah, I mean, I guess with finance, I think something that's closer to accounting, and economics is a kind of higher level perspective on things. Hiren or Hiren? My favorite topic in math, differential equations and modeling, pretty much. Finance more mathematical is quantitative stuff than economics. Um, hmm, maybe. Winklebot? Well, at least it's wrapped up now. Welcome in. Can you ask a number theory thing? Sure. So Energy. I mean, so I was talking to Energy about Markov chains, but we kind of got off track. Energy, is there something more that you want to know about Markov chains, or was that your only question about them? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, syntax, fire away. Oh no, Winklebot. I have no intention of even trying that monster integral. I'm sorry. You can share your solution if you want, and I can show it on stream. Uh, I don't want to do that though. Oh, cool, cool. Okay. Finance about value, production, retention, and extraction. Economics about the development of policy. In theory, to regulate and study the management of finite resources. Finance and economics can also have to completely dual to each other. Huh. Okay. A scale parameter? Is this still a Markov chain thing? I'm trying to think what a scale parameter would be. Could it be one of the eigenvalues, maybe? Oh, statistics? Okay. Let me just look up scale parameter then. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's not necessarily something that you... Well, it kind of is something that you derive. I think this would be best... Like, we can keep things... Actually, the simplest thing is probably a uniform distribution. Okay, so... I think I can answer the scale parameter thing relatively quickly, so I'm going to do that first, and then I'll look at Syntax's question, and then we'll look at Winklebot's solution. Sounds good, Winklebot. um, so for a scale parameter, the reason that we want them is because we want probabilities to add up to 1, because that just makes sense for probabilities. Like you have a 50% chance of getting heads, you have a 50% chance of getting a tails. That's everything that's possible to happen when you flip a coin. And so we want that those probabilities add up to 1. This is a discrete thing though. Like you either have heads or tails. Not all random variables are discrete. Some could just be a continuous number. Hey, S gained. And so when you want to talk about continuous numbers, we talk about probability densities. And so like the most common one that people have seen is a bell curve, where you tend to get numbers very close to 0, and you very, very rarely get numbers far away from 0. And that's what the kind of bell curve represents. But this is subject to the same kind of constraint that, in some sense, the bell curve should add up to 1. It's not as simple to just add up a curve, though. Like, this is... like, that doesn't make sense on its own. And so what we do is we do some calculus, and integration gives you the area under the curve. And as it turns out, integration is the exact thing that you want. Like, a Gaussian distribution is... I'm going to get this slightly wrong. Sigma. Something like that. But the point is, you integrate the formula for your distribution, and you set it equal to 1. In the scaling parameter for a Gaussian distribution, your scaling parameter is sigma. It's standard deviation. And that's the thing you can manipulate so this equality is always true, basically. That's what a scaling parameter is. That's where it comes from. You take the distribution you're interested in and set it equal to 1. It's actually, I should maybe erase that. Because it would, whatever the factor you get in front is would come out of like doing this math here. I think that's what they mean by scaling parameter here. Yeah, energy, it's exactly that, but it's only the power rule if you have like a polynomial. If you have like x squared, you can do the power rule with that. And you could make a valid distribution by setting equal to 1 and figuring out like some constant to put in front, like s or something. But if you have something like, it depends with what's inside it. If you have something like sine of x, the power rule doesn't apply to this integral. Sine is maybe a bad example because it goes negative and we don't have negative probabilities, but ignore that. So the power rule is for a specific type of integral, not for everyone. Yeah, we could fix with absolute value. That's true. We can go back. Z-score, a scaling factor for probability. A Z-score, I think of like a change of variables. It does scale things, but it scales a different thing, kind of. It rescales your scaling factor, kind of. Like, yeah. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the scaling factor in the sense that Wikipedia seems to be talking about it here. Okay, yeah, good. The scale parameter for normal distribution is sigma. Okay. So yeah, that's, I think I'm gonna leave Energy's question there unless I hear more, and I do want to read syntax errors number theory question now. Okay, let P be a prime, then why is the sum of psi of D over D divides P minus 1? No worries, Energy. If you have more, feel free to keep them coming too. I'm just gonna get through syntax errors question in Winklebot's thing first. Oh, okay. D is a factor of P. Yeah, D divides P minus 1. Yeah, that is international. Okay, so I want to write out, syntax wrote out the formula in words. Let's write it out in math. So we're summing over, like, I don't know exactly how to write this, but like all D such that D divides P minus 1. P is a prime number. Of some function psi of D we want to prove this equals p minus 1. Want to show. Psi of d is equal to number of elements z star underscore, like, or z, oh wait, no, it's z star sub p, like that. Okay. Yeah, so like, yeah, thank you. That's what I was imagining, but I didn't do the right z. Okay, so is z star integers without 0? Okay, cool. And then p means mod p. So we're only worried about integers. Under, I assume, multiplication. Oh, right, Fulfing, yeah, for a prime number, you include all of them. Right. This is like half a group theory question, to be honest. If you notice one of the sides of that. Okay. Oh, this is like all the order of the subgroups summed is the order of the entire group, right? Isn't that a theorem in group theory? Maybe? That's not true? Okay, never mind. I'm crazy. You think it should be a pretty simple reorganization? You can't see it for some reason. D divides p minus 1. I was wondering if that was the Euler Totient function. It is? Okay. The order of cosets summed is the order of the group. That's the Lagrange's theorem. Okay. Psi of d gives you the number of elements in ZP that have order d. So all the divisors of p minus 1 is what we're summing over. Guys popping up everywhere must have been named for a group of authors. You know, probably Winklebot. That's a conspiracy theory that I can get behind. A Dirichlet convolution? What is a Dirichlet convolution? Is that what Dirichlet looks like? His glasses are so tiny. Um, do we need to? Okay, so if you, I can see the similarity where like we almost have something that looks kind of like this equality here. Um, yeah, and I was thinking like as you say, let g equals 1, I guess. Oh, yeah, I guess it doesn't help, does it? That doesn't. I don't remember Euler's totient function well enough. I thought it was like the number of divisors a number has. And it might be equivalent to whatever we're using it here. Oh, we're relatively prime, the opposite of divisors. Yeah, Fembox. Number of definitions are different as it turns out it's an equivalent definition. Oh, yeah, if it has order D, that's the same thing as being relatively prime, right? So yeah, I wonder if there's a more clever G we could come up with. Like, I don't think square root psi would do anything helpful. Like doing them both as square root psi. Um, or you could do like a psi over something times something. Or like times that same thing, I mean. Mobius function? It's Mobin time. Mu of n is 1 if n equals 1. Minus 1 to the k if n is the product of k distinct primes. Why? 0 if n is divisible by a square more than 1. What? What is Leuville doing in this part of town? Actually, I can imagine why Leuville will be here. Um, Inverse of 1 in that Dirichlet convolution. Hmm. Actually, yeah, we could be good to look at properties. Oh, okay, that's what you mean. Syntax. Oh, it doesn't help? Okay. It's a combinatorial tool. It gives you a permutation-like parity of a product of k distinct primes. Oh, okay. I just see Euler's Totient function here. Oh, wait. Is this the sort of idea we could want? Do we want to rearrange the sum into an equivalent problem? Wait, Jordan has a Totient function too. What a copycat. The original Jordan. What even is Totient? Smart detection. My automat is calling you smart, I think, Flofi. It just says held a message for a reason, smart detection. Watch out, that's a smart message right there. LeBron doesn't have a Totient. It's a well-known fact that phi of n is equal to the sum over all divisors of n of m of d times n over d, where m is Mobius. Okay. What number is divisible by toast? You can use Mobius inversion on this. Is this the exact thing that we're asking for? Mobius inversion. Will be too smart for Automat, yeah. Totient is a joke in and of itself. Comes from the Latin word tot, meaning so many. Answering the question, quote, how many? Oh, that kind of makes sense. That's cool, Jed. The more you know. You got it, syntax? Okay. Well, it's like you had the right pieces coming to your mind. I wasn't very helpful aside from like looking at Wikipedia pages, but I'm glad we got there. You saw it's an episode analytic number 3. Nice. The basics of stochastic calculus? I don't know the basics myself. I would love to learn stochastic calculus one day, Energy. I haven't learned about it though, unfortunately. It is a really cool thing though. God, I would never not laugh at the Wiener process. Trust the process. A semi-martingale. Oh, what? What is this? X sub s minus circle dys? Okay, no, this is... Yeah, no, I can't learn this quickly. Sorry, Energy. The answer to that is no. Yeah, this is a little crazy. I know what a regular martingale is. I don't know what a semi-martingale is. I didn't know martingales could be mushed in with calculus. Quadratic covariation. Has math gone too far? Yeah, I don't know about this. Okay, Winklebot, I promised you looking at your solution. Who's Martingale? Why does he have a semi? Because he just likes calculus that much. Okay, before we look, I'm going to bring up the original problem again, so people can see it. Before I zoom in and enhance on this. So this is the original problem that Winklebot apparently solved. This is known as the monster integral. Some level had Zach not mentioned the gamma function. Oh, cool. Oh, I can see where the gamma function might come into play. Because I remember you mentioning that there's a power series for E hidden inside of here. And then this x to the n plus m could be doing something. That didn't get auto-moderated, my answer did? No. I do not see the series for E without you mentioning it. Oh wait, you mean the gamma thing? I'm sorry. No, I don't know that either without you mentioning it. Maybe if I had the thing for E handed to me, I might notice it on my own. I'm not sure though. So yeah, this is the problem that Winklebot has solved. And let's see what torture Winklebot had to endure to get this done. Damn. Did I is there a better way that I can open this? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do it through Discord. Sometimes it's Discord that messes up the image, Winklebot. I don't think that one's on you. This is readable for me at least. I hope it's readable on stream. Can I zoom in even more? I don't think I can. If this is readable for you all, I think we'll keep this. It's the kind of problem you get on an exam. They tell you, sorry, you can't solve this, you're not cut out for a PhD. A completely unrelated math field. Yeah. Okay, so before we get into the actual solution, we're going to need 3 identities and the gamma function. We need each the I pi plus 1 equals 0. I squared is minus 1. The power series for E. The definition of the gamma function. Okay, let's get into it. So this is where we start. This is just the original problem, right? It's the... I'm just comparing it. The background. Yeah, okay. You know how you take long parts of proof and skip over them when you expect us to be familiar with them? You can call that stuff trivial or an exercise left to the reader in the past. The proper term is abstract nonsense. Yeah. You're not wrong, Jed. Okay, properties of exponents to clean some stuff up. Ooh, wow, you're actually justifying each step? Oh, wow. Okay, so we're just splitting up addition in the exponents. Combine terms to power p. Where does this I to the... Oh, it's I to the 2n is the minus 1 to the n. The x... Okay. I can go with this, sure. Can I? Yeah, I can. Okay, yeah. Next line right here. We just multiplied the I pi inside of those parentheses. We took the n factorial, put it over yonder. Oh, this is minus x in parentheses, technically, but we can just remember that. Where these sums are over P and over M. And so the sum over P, we apply the power series definition for E evaluated at I pi M plus I pi N. Wait. Why is this... Why is it I pi to the M and I pi to the N? Shouldn't it be I pi M and I pi N? I don't understand. Properties of components, check the right-hand side. E to the I pi plus 1 equals 0, so e to the I pi is minus 1. Oh, wait, okay, so... Well, it's not... Okay. I was thinking... I was interpreting it like tetration, like e to the I pi to the M like that, but Winklebot is saying e to the I pi to the M like that. And so that second version makes sense. Okay, so yeah, and then I agree that becomes a minus 1 to the M, minus 1 to the N. I only think about it because I like Gauss's function comes up like everywhere in applied math, and that has like e to the x squared, and so that kind of trained me to see like exponents exponents as like tetration a lot of the time. Okay, so what happens next? So the minus 1 to the n here cancel the minus 1 to the n here. That's fine. We get minus x to the m here. Technically that's in parentheses, but we can just remember that. Okay. This looks good to me so far. This is another power series. For e. Yeah, e to the minus x. Good. Oh, and behold our gamma function. Okay, yeah. If I had gotten it to this stage, I think I would see that it was a gamma function. I assuming that's a good thing, Jed. I'll take it as a good thing. Behold my glorious erection. That's where you go with that. Yeah. Ugh. Behold my glorious erection. As a sound thingy. I think I would need to like deliver it better though. Like you use like it needs to be said in like a booming voice, I think. Note the Euler strikes again box. True, yeah. So yeah, you get it's the same thing as n factorial, which makes sense, and you just get 1. This feels like one of those problems that someone created in reverse. Like they started with like wanting 1. Like, okay, let's throw a gamma function in there. Cancel it out with an n factorial. Try to binomial Maclaurin series and it almost killed me. Enjoy. Oh, yeah, doing binomial expansion on that. That is such a trap. I gotta imagine binomial. Well, yeah, that'll probably that's gotta make it worse. The I can smell you voice. True. You mean my flawless Morgan Freeman impression? Behold my glorious erection. That's a terrible Morgan Freeman. I can only say I can smell you as him. There's like every Calc 2 thing you could want. At least 2 hours of waste time just the binomial. Well, Winklebot, collapse. It seems so much simpler when the answer's written out cleanly like this, but I know this took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I'm still not sure why you would want to solve it, to be honest, but you sure as hell, you solved the shit out of that, so. Good job. It is a little like the, like Black Pen, Red Pen has videos that are like all-in-one calculus problems that's like, it's like a single problem with like 4 different sub-problems that sums up an entire semester of calculus. It is kind of like that feel. Oh, why did the timestamp get removed? The greatest erection on the continent. That would be a good alert of some kind. If you're just within a 40 years, you consult your doctor. Ugh. Scratch for this sent to TARDIS where all primordial evil belongs. Ugh. Yeah, some math problems do feel like a punishment that would be like that you be given in Tartarus. Kate and Leopold, a 2001 rom-com. Oh, I never heard of it. Hugh Jackman, Meg Ryan, Liev Schreiber. Okay. Okay. If anyone wants to distract me, please do. The worst section is the Brooklyn Bridge. Okay. So yeah, unless someone wants to distract me, we will return to doing our stuff. Why is my R stuck? Okay. We're okay. We get to figure out what's wrong with our R now. Again. Next question is nasty. No, Zach gave you a nasty integral. Did he post it in his Discord? I'm intrigued. You need to remind me of my discovery and replay. You need to see it? Okay, skirt. I'll try to remember. How do you feel about group theory? I only know a little bit about it. I'm not a fan of what I do know. It's supposed to be a cool area of math, but I haven't found a way to enjoy it. Do I know about topology? So can you explain how one gets higher? No, I don't know anything about. I've never studied topology. I don't know who might know about that, Max. Yeah, I'm sorry. Leo, how many numbers are there? More than 4. How many of them like you? All of them. Or if that meant to be a language that works, so it isn't worth trying to get it to to work. It is worth it when every job on the planet that I look at asks for knowledge of R. Oh my god. This is me hacking into the mainframe. Don't mind it. Okay, so this is what I was trying to install all of these packages. I'll teach you group theory right now. I can answer it. Trust. You mean you know that stuff? YouTube stream is real laggy? Oh, really? Stream health. Hmm. It's saying it's healthy. I don't know why it will be laggy, Leo. I'm sorry. Refresh. Okay, cool. It's like I could learn group theory. I just kind of don't want to. That's my issue with group theory. Oh, is it still going? No? Yes? I don't know. Um. Oh, it is still going. Okay, it's just going slow. The funny thing with higher homotopic groups is it really is doing regular homotopic group, but more. I'm just trying to learn it in general. I'd rather just stick with the Python that I do know, but I think I need to learn at least a little bit of R. Winglebot says, I don't think so. I've been thinking about how to tackle. Oh, this is the integral that Zach gave. Integral dx over x. Oh, yeah, good luck with that one. Adarsh, I agree. Kekos is beautiful. Mathematics, the phrase. It's achievable. It's just a lot of work. Zach, it definitely qualifies as a monster integral. The phrase group of Lie type usually refers to finite groups that are closely related to the group of rational points of a reductive linear algebraic group with values in finite field. So derivative of a group called of a Lie type called the Tits group. I have heard of the Tits group actually. Because the metronym is Jacques Tits. Wait, when was he alive? Oh wow, he lived to 91. Long live Tits. Well, long lived. I think I have the clip still of me learning about the Jacques Tits for the first time. But yeah, there's also an object called a ring that's kind of related to groups, and there's a mathematician named Cox who invented a ring, so naturally it's the Cox ring. Re groups. Why is there re? Honestly, a regroup is almost even funnier. I want to when I learn about groups. Like an old guy. They started sagging later in life. It happens to the best of us, Jed. It would be pronounced teats? That's still funny. I can still laugh at that. I was hoping it would actually pronounce it for us. What is mathematicians of 1600s when they were discovering calc? I have not. It'll probably be interesting, though, Adarsh. I don't know, like, the basics of the history with Newton and Leibniz having their, like, followings each. The Schrödinger multiplier of the Tits group is trivial, and its outer automorphism has order 2. You're not sure about that? I'm not sure about anything on this page. When in doubt, regroup. Oh, it's like regroup. It's like a word too. Okay. God, why is this has been running the entire stream, basically. I didn't think it'll take this long to install these packages. Oh, the other free. That'll be a glorious day, Leo. Don reads the dictionary. Do not make clean when this is done. What was the R saying that somewhere? Leo, I basically just want to make like one project in R about a particular like type of thing, but like a lot of employers want R, so I want to have something that I can show that uses R. Oh, okay, Jed. Thank you. Uh, I am going through this book that teaches the basics of R, and I've already done this twice. But they have you install like just this list of packages that you'll use throughout the book. And so it did not take this long when I've done this previously, though. What I'm doing right now is I have a virtual machine on my computer that I use when I code on stream. And I'm installing it in that virtual machine, and it's taken way longer than I thought it would. Photo discovery of calculus Leibniz. Yeah, no, Isaac, I found this really cool tool for calculating the accumulation of change. I figured that out like 10 years ago, you chump. I didn't think you'd be able to understand it, so I didn't publish. Congrats on discovering kindergarten math, you chump. And no one got upset. No one at all. Winklebot. Energy, I'm not currently on a question, so feel free to let loose. Low price of 1 melon box, I can give you a crash course on R. A melon box? Like a box of watermelons? That's pretty much what I'm learning, Leo. Like I already learned the basics of it. Like I made this like scatter plot yesterday with ggplot. Let's see, Jed. Pirate math. That was my go live message to today. What's a pirate's favorite coding language? R. Naaman Pearson limit? Let's see what that is. Because you can't pay me a million bucks. What if I do have $1 million and I just like I'm just really cheap? You cringe reporting the stream again? Do it. It's actually C. My first love is the C. You hear anything more about minimal strongly connected graph counting problem? No, Leo. So I went down a rabbit hole off stream of doing research on it. So OEIS cites a master's thesis. It was not at the university that I thought it was. It's actually a University of Georgia thesis. And I looked at the University of Georgia's website for where they post their master's theses. And their electronic records only go back to 1999. And guess what year that thesis was published in? 1999, but it wasn't there. I found one other thesis that cited it, but it didn't say anything about the actual problem that I could find. So that's about where I stopped, pretty much. I did do like a general search for other academic papers that might have the answer, and I thought I found it, but they weren't talking about minimal strong connected graphs, just strong connected graphs in general. So as far as I know, there hasn't been a resolution to that question. All 7 of them. True. Pirate's favorite letter is P. Without it, they just be irate. That's true. Okay. Neyman Pearson limit. Existence and uniqueness of the likelihood ratio as a uniformly most powerful test in certain contexts. Sorry, I see the name Egon and I think of oh, what's his name in Game of Thrones? The old dude. He goes, egg! Egg! He's at the wall. Spoiler alert, he turned out to be a Targaryen. I forget his name though. No, I thought Egg was his brother though. What, right? Or is he Egg? I don't know. Coffee came out of your nose. Avon! Yes, thank you, Leo. You didn't expect that? I can do it more if you want, Skirt. Egg! A delirious old man saying egg. Good clue for a cryptic crossword. Oh, true, Fembox. Aemon Targaryen is a Targaryen. This just in. God, Game of Thrones makes me so mad. Just the way it ended. Okay, so, stop being distracted. I don't know if I'm gonna understand this energy. Let's read the statement though. Consider a test with null hypothesis theta equals theta naught, and alternative hypothesis theta equals theta 1. I haven't seen an alternative like this before. Probability density function is rho of x given theta I for I equals 0, 1. So it's dependent, I guess. For any hypothesis test with rejection set R. Any alpha in 0 and 1. Ooh. That is true. I did LARP as Hodor once. I hate Game of Thrones because I love Game of Thrones, and it was just it's mistreated by everyone involved. Its bad ending wasn't bad in a fun way either. It really wasn't, Leo. How about you read the sentence? I hope you have a wonderful and fulfilling life. Okay, fucking owned. Just know you're in that set R. I was trying to figure out a joke like that. You came up with it first. Every time you join, it's some stat slop or probability slop. I'm sorry, it's not alien calculus, Tusselos. Probably get a lot of spam calls about like solar energy from different companies. Have you received a call about lunar energy? No. That's an untapped market. How do we start this? Ooh. I mean, can't you actually make energy from the tides? That's what comes to mind for me at first. It's a way to tap into like beachfront property. There's no water on the moon. Well, you don't have to go to the sun to get solar energy, though. The sun sends the solar rays to us. The moon sends its gravity to us. You be the funny one? Thank you, Leo. You have my back. They are moving ergo energy. There is no water in the sun. That's true. There is no water on the sun. You do my best to keep it funny. You're doing a good job. When you read lunar energy, think about tarot, sorry, and crystal girlies charging their stuff with moonlight. True. Or Gwyneth Paltrow and all of her crazy jewels and stuff and goop. Okay, if hypothesis test satisfies P sub alpha condition, there is a uniformly most powerful test, test, in the set of level alpha tests. Okay, is there a non-Wikipedia explanation of this? I don't know if I'm going to understand this, but... Goop, jade eggs, and Kegels, exactly. It's a good combo skirt. For all you wanted to meet a crystal girly and ask about what they were into, the one time you met when she was extremely annoying for totally separate reasons. Were they separate, though? You used to do that with normal eggs. Every thinks my team is cheating. FR, big bias. You punch quartz hard enough, you might get piezo electric shock? I never heard of that. You would know you have a massive schlong, that's true. Suppose we have a random sample from a probability distribution with parameter theta. If C is a critical region of size alpha and K is a constant such that... I don't know what L is. What a massive L. Likelihood? Oh, that makes sense. Okay, if this ratio is less than or equal to K inside the critical region C, and it's greater than or equal to K outside the critical region C, C is the best that is most powerful critical region for testing the simple null hypothesis against the alternative hypothesis. I don't think I can explain this. I don't think I can understand this. We can make an AD out of quartz. Can we claim crystal healing is real? I guess we could, yeah. I'm sure there's already crystals we use in medicine somewhere. Not sure. We don't math shame here. If you want to learn, we can talk about how to do, or if you want to like review it, we can talk about long division. And if you'd rather not, that's cool too. But I mean, you don't really need to do it in your daily life, so why would you remember it? Use a calculator like everyone else. You thought W is likely? Maybe that's just me. Maybe you're just an optimist. I can sort of understand pieces of this where like K is some kind of like cutoff point and you're trying to define a region C. such that this cutoff point exists. Like, in like a simple hypothesis test, like I would think of k as being like 0.05 or something, or like whatever like threshold you want. Like 5% is a common like threshold for the p-value. And it's just like a generalization of that for like more multivariable type of stuff. That's kind of as far as I'm getting with this definition, though. I'm not familiar enough with like the background of what's happening here. Afternoon is a whole different story. Yes, it sounds good, Notcher. Anytime. See, I'm sorry, Energy. I don't have a. I don't know if I can say much of anything else about this. You have an entry in my math notebook titled Polynomial Long Division because you forgot again. Really? It's synthetic division that I always forget. Polynomial division, like, it sticks in my head. I assume that's the wrong chat box. Fembox? Chat box, fembox. I just rapped. I feel like it was the thing most people struggle with. It is weird. Not Chris! Oh! I thought you were not sure is. Okay, you're not Chris. The underscore threw me off so much. Okay, not Chris. Oh my god, it's like I feel like it's like an optical illusion where you just like adjust your eyes and you see completely differently. That just happened to me with your name. Polynomial division is easier than integer long division. Is it? My friend sells crystal medicine by Main Street if you're interested. You know, maybe. Don't even know what synthetic division is. More an organic vibe-based division guy. Yeah, grass-fed division. It was my domain. I had the .is. ISO was trying to screw me this year because I'm in the US and I have a .net. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, that's clever. So you're being clever with like, okay, including the domain as part of your name. Fembox beatbox. That's true. Terrible for marketing, but clever. Nacho Riz. That's a Nacho Riz skirt. Okay, has R installed the pack? Wait. Oh, hey. Wow, R doesn't even have the decency to say hi back to me. 4. Okay, we have life. Stooky, thank you so much for the raid. I hope her stream was good. Feel my... I peeked at your stream for just like a few seconds before I started mine. I saw you practicing some matrix math. But I'm not sure what happened after that. Aeneas, hello? That happened to you? Pressing matrix math indeed. Noish. Tomorrow my friend said, or sorry, my friend said nacho cheese. I punched the daylight out of them. Nobody says whether or not it's my cheese, but meat. How many HCs are there? At least 4. Oh god. In a Klein bottle. I was about to say like in the ankle or something. That's a great name, in a Klein bottle. I'm pretty much just learning it for the first time. I've allegedly learned the basis of R like 8 years ago. I've forgotten all of it though. So I've been going. So and this is good to say to all the raiders in general. So yeah, I'm learning R. Because a lot of employers want you to know R for types of jobs that I'm applying to or want to apply to. So I'm going through this online textbook here. Yesterday I got through the first 3 chapters of this book. I was just working on the 4th chapter in the background but I'm always open to being distracted by your questions if anyone wants to talk about anything. But yeah, if you don't know R, it's like a data. It's a programming language for data analysis. So it just makes it like quote unquote easy to make scatter plots like this, and a lot more stuff than just that. But this is what we've been working on so far. I don't know what a Diddy blood is. What I was just showing before was the programming environment for R. You can call it all sorts of things. Fair enough. Actually, the thing I was practicing was a new stream setup to encourage me to look at the screen/camera instead of my tablet. Fair enough. Talking about on our stream was like, dang, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm conscious of how I have my monitor on my left side, but my camera is right there. I've never bothered to try to fix it though. It's a type of job that I'm interested in at energy. Like I'm not married to just that type of job, but there's certain types of data scientist jobs that I think are interesting. So I want to have a better odds at getting a job like that. You use it precisely twice in your life. That's basically me too. Has been a profit in a decade, but legally registered. Hey, that's something not Chris. Clicked on the Insugi stream right after the raid out. Oh, so you got left behind, Fizzbuzz. Feels bad. Well, welcome to this side. Chief Math Officer? Hell yeah. in learning data science, recommend learning more statistics. Yeah, energy. I should. For now, I'm trying to get off the ground with learning the programming stuff, or learning just the basics of R. And once I learn enough, I want to do some type of project. It's gonna be about something that's on the biology side of things though, because that's what I really enjoy. How was R? It's going all right. I all right. I don't know. I've just been setting up my R Studio environment for the third time now. And I think I literally just got it working now. So I've been streaming for 2 hours, and I've been working it for at least an hour before I started the stream. So it's taken 3 hours to install this stuff for some reason. I think we can finally start to actually do stuff in R. Penguins. We have penguin data. We're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna be using this data set for the next question, but fooled by randomness. Ooh, that's a cool title for a book. It's R. It can't be that good. True. The pirate's favorite programming language, R. You think it'd be the first part of that joke was exactly my go live message for the stream today in a coin bottle. Data science and statistics with better PR. I could go with that, yeah. I mean, okay. But would principal component analysis be considered a part of statistics though? I think of that as a linear algebra thing. I that might be a little too reductive for me to agree with it. There's definitely a lot of overlap, but not complete overlap. Statistical learning with applications in R. It's a solid book. Okay, thank you. Okay. So yeah, feel free to ask me a question about math. I can't promise I'll be able to answer it, but in the absence of someone to prompt me from chat, I'm going to continue kind of reading through this. This one is just about like coding style. It's not super interesting. I think I was just on this section here. I think the next one will have actual like stuff to do though. We're about dividing things up by whether statistics or linear algebra, they're all tools. Yeah. I was just thinking about, like, whether I agree with you when you say data science is statistics with better PR. Like, they're not quite the same thing, I don't think. Data science, especially exploratory data science, seems like something that will be done well and sped up a ton by just vibe coding to do it, essentially. Potentially. Because there's a lot of just like messing with parameters to see like what kind of pops out of your data that machine like maybe AI can help with in some way. Video with him talking about the law of large numbers. I it's too long for me to want to watch it on stream. The law of large numbers is cool though. If you want to link it, I might give it a watch after the stream. And I'll open up a tab for it now so I don't forget. Oop. Pause. Thank you. In my experience, data science stuff so much, but essentially just maintaining and shaping data. I would believe that. Process give you nicely clean data, which is nothing like the data you get in the real world. Most of the work is getting to that state in the first place. Yeah, I mean, I still want to know how to make plots and stuff. Like, that's so important. As it turns out, this book I think agrees with you, Leo, and I think like this entire like last part of the book here is going to be about data cleaning, and I think maybe even like transforming import. Like I think a good portion of the book is about cleaning your data. People have been doing that recently using agentic data science workflows. Honestly, scares me somewhat. People are using things inappropriately without an LLM doing it for them. Yeah, in a climb battle, that'll be my fear with it too. Like, you can already make up a lot of shit. If you just like yeah, it's really easy to start with a conclusion and work backwards and make the data support that conclusion rather than doing the proper thing, which is starting from the data and drawing a conclusion. And AI could make that even worse by giving you a conclusion and then you're expecting to see that conclusion then. Yeah, and so as you say, Leo, you need to like know what you're doing for sure. Okay, so I'm mostly just skimming this because I feel like I already know more or less kind of like how to make things look nice with code. I may not always care to do it, but I know what to do if I want to. What is the comma? Oh wait, I'm sorry. This is all inside of parentheses. Okay. I thought these were like separate statements. Sounds good, Climb Bottle. Appreciate you coming along for the raid and hanging out. Hope you sleep well. I mean, in practice, using LLM would be like make and run code to put this data in this format, then run this code. Okay. It can write a few dozen lines, do it, you can read it, see the output, or making your workflow faster than simply asking an LLM find something interesting. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better, Leo. I can get behind that. Thank you for the follow. A function you're piping into has arguments has named arguments like mutate or summarize, put each argument on a new line. How do you make a new line in the, I mean, this part probably more for like scripting, making a new line. I've just been working in like the console though, where you just like put in one line at a time. I guess it's probably shift enter to do a new line. So this book specifically says to do like the vertical bar pipe and not the percent thing. That like it addressed that somewhere. There's apparently a slight difference between them, but they recommend the opposite for some reason. Just use pandas. That's like the Python implementation of something similar to this ish, maybe. As far as I know, I never actually used pandas. They're not the same, but yes, it is R and R is terrible. New tab pandas textbook. Okay. After the first step of the pipeline, indent each line by 2 spaces. So you automatically put the spaces in for you after. Oh, okay. God, let me live my life. Okay, this is really specific. Okay, ggplot2. Dude, I don't need all this. I'm not going to do this exercise. Okay, we're going to go on to data tidying. What if I taught you a pure math or theoretical computer science thing sometime? Anything I want to know? Ooh. I mean, that could be cool, Leo. Really, like they've been describing it in terms of like layers. Like the first ggplot call is just like your basic like canvas, and then you do plus, and then whatever you put on top of that, and then plus whatever you put on top of that. Yeah, I'd have to think about that though, Leo. Like, even if it's a subject that I wouldn't like, I still wouldn't mind like having you teach me it. Because like I'll say all the time that I don't like abstract algebra or number theory, but I'll still like learn about it if someone wants to teach it to me. Mostly ogres and onions have layers, but yeah, that's true. Ogres are like onions because they make people cry? No, they have layers. Yeah, so I don't know of a specific like topic that comes to mind right now, Leo, but like that is something that I would be down to do in general. Elliptic curves? I could go for that. I I know nothing about them aside from like what the problem is. Where like trying to get the perimeter of an ellipse results in a really like nasty integral that you can't solve analytically, I don't think. And so that's an example of an elliptic curve, I think. I want to say. Okay, yeah. So I remember like discovering that on my own. Like, oh, it's like, oh, I what's the arc length of this ellipse? Let me set up the integral to figure it out. And then when I looked at the integral, like, what the hell is this? And so I started to Google. It's like, oh, okay, this is a whole like class of problems. Yeah, I've heard that. I can't name any offhand right now, but that could be cool to learn about. Prove primality. What's your cryptography stuff? Integral in resolving Fermat's last theorem? Really? Or integral in resolving Fermat's last theorem? Not integral. I did not know about any of that. That's like number theory sounding stuff, which I didn't think that they would be involved in. Happy families are all like every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Why? What is this quote supposed to mean in this context? Oh, because like all clean datasets are clean, but unclean datasets are unclean in different ways. Okay. I thought like the author was just having family issues or something. Oh, okay. I should have just read the next line. Elliptic curves are very, very involved in number theory. Default elliptic curves are categorized with really. Where else are they used? Because I since they come from calculus, I just kind of assumed that they come from, or since they come from calculus, I assume they come from calculus. That they'd be classified with calculus, but I guess not. We've looked at this Wikipedia page before. I remember being confused by this. Huh. I thought they come up in differential equations or something. Maybe not. It's a lot of symbols. What is this crazy ass letter? Is that like a script to Zeta or some shit? Or a script V? I don't know. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Oh, okay. I mean, that's... How's that a fortune? I don't get it. Is that a group? Well, I have a theory. That's just a theory. A group theory. They did come up with... in that number theory book I was reading with Slim. Oh, cool. Femblocks. Weierstrass P? Weierstrass gets his own P? I want my own P. Finally inventing new symbols? That's true syntax. I shouldn't be mad at this. You're just watching Devil's Advocate. Oh, funny. Hopefully you pee yourself. Counting mod P points yummy. P of Z, P prime of Z are like the sine and cosine of elliptic functions. Okay. Parameterizes this. Oh, cool. Weierstrass. Oh, yeah, that's true energy. I mispronounce a lot of names. Yeah, I'm definitely not pronouncing Weierstrass correctly. I just... Uh, Sodev? I'm probably saying that wrong. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, it's just when I'm doing my stream of conscious thing, I just read it like a dumb American reads it. You don't respect the German language, so I won't pronounce their names. I like that philosophy too. You don't mispronounce anything. I am confused. Like, 'cause I feel like there should be a U in there, but there's not. And so I assume in German, maybe it's like it still makes like an AU sound, but I don't know. As an American, you always problem by only knowing how to read, or by not knowing how to read, only how to write. That's smart, Leo. I should be more like you. But yeah, it's like there's some names that I try to pronounce correctly, but it becomes kind of tedious to pronounce everyone's names correctly. um like I wonder if Wire Stress was just trying to write a P one day and was just feeling really lazy, and rather than admit he was lazy, he said, "Oh, it's just a new symbol." You guys are the dumb ones. The notion of single correct pronunciation of a name is kind of a modern American culture thing anyway. Is it? But what names are there multiple pronunciations for? That would all be correct, and that person wouldn't be annoyed at. You're dumb and a member of the rejected set. But yeah, so Leo, like if you want to, like, we can do like a co-stream or whatever where you like teach me about these if you want. I have basically no, I have next to zero background in abstract algebra and number theory, but if you want to carry me through that, then uh, I don't mind doing about whatever. In Chinese with the different dialects, one often pronounces thing many different ways and transliterates some differently between Korean and Japanese. Okay. Pope literally localizes his name in many different ways. That's a different thing, though. Trade between names and pronunciation in different situations. I don't know. I don't think that Weierstrass has that though. I think Weierstrass is the correct way of saying it though. Like like that like Americans or English speakers in general end up mispronouncing things because certain letters and sounds just don't exist in the English language that do exist in other languages. Um so okay, I guess like in the sense of translating names between other languages, I could see there being multiple right answers. Like I always think about like with like I mean any language that's sufficiently different from English will have this problem, but like with like Russian, you could say like czar or czar. I think there's even like a lot of variations of that too, but because we're concerned around the last five. I mean, to me, it's like a respect thing. Like you want to pronounce their name correctly. Like it's rude to, or it feels rude to like butcher their names completely. There are incorrect pronunciations. The idea of the pronunciation. Oh, okay. My physics professor, we had a professor in our department whose name I heard pronounced three different ways. And it's like, bro, he's your colleague. Yeah, there's quite a few professors that like I had that I always just call them professor because I have no idea how to pronounce their name. And they like would pronounce it like once quickly on the first day and half like mumble it. And like I'm not gonna remember that. So their name is professor as far as I'm concerned. Let someone say along the lines of that we need to call every country what they call themselves. They call Deutschland as Dutchland. That is a weird thing too, though, syntax. Like, different languages have such different names for countries. Like, Germany and Deutschland sounds completely different, and then Dutch people are completely different from German people, but German people call themselves Deutsch, and like, I don't know. It's confusing. Two professors with the name Mazar at my university, they're both pronounced differently. That's funny. My last name has been butchered by my former principal. Really, Zach? Your last name seems hard to, like, I think you have a really cool last name. And like I don't know how you would butcher that name. I try, like, really? That's crazy. If people butcher it commonly. If it's supposed to be a mark of respect. I think one should be respectful by just trying to pronounce things appropriately. Don't worry about mispronouncing things. Guy's principal couldn't pronounce 2i or pi. I I forget who it was, Zach, but I did see you recently raid someone who pronounced your username like Tweepy. Because she understandably doesn't know math. And that's like a reasonable thing to like think if you don't know math. But it was still funny to hear Tweepy, because I just have never thought of it. Okay. This is a way to organize your data and it's using something called tidy data, not tiny data. Yeah, that basically one is his nickname. Data in this form requires some work up front. That work pays off in the long term once you have data. Once you have tidy data and tidy tools provided by packaged in tidyverse, you'll spend much less time munging data from one representation to the other. What is munging? Have I ever munged before? Okay, Urban Dictionary, thank you for the help. That's... POV Googling anything on stream, yep. Yeah. Dude, I respect the Urban Dictionary for popping up on a Google search before Wikipedia. They've got their search engine optimization like locked in. Okay. Munge is computer jargon for a series of potentially destructive or irrevocable changes to a piece of data or file. It is sometimes used for vague data transformation steps that are not yet clear to the speaker. Common munging operations include removing punctuation of HTML tags, data parsing, filtering, and transformation. Okay. I prefer Urban Dictionary's definition, but we can go with this one. In this chapter, you'll first learn the definition of tidy data seed applied to a simple toy data set. Having a primary tool used for tidying data, pivoting. Pivoting allows you to change the form of your data without changing any of the values. Is this related to a pivot table in Excel? Because I felt proud when I figured out how those work. Okay, let me make sure I load that package, tidyverse. Oh, no. I hate you, R. Why do you hate me? Ah! It's been installing packages for more than 2 hours. Install.packages tidyverse. I did it. Did it give an error message that I missed? Sounds good, Leo. If you're serious about doing like a collaboration stream at some point, feel free to like message me on Discord or whatever too. Enjoy the Slay the Spire. Okay. So I didn't get these things, but like I shouldn't need these things. Why? Okay. Do the classic thing. Copy. Paste. Control Shift F10. What does that do? Wait, that's not the right window. Control Shift F10. Restarting R. Oh. Okay, then let me try install tidyverse type equals source. Is it going to take 2 hours to do this again? Configuration failed for package FS. Oh, hey. Wait. I'm missing more dependencies in my Ubuntu. Is that the problem? What do you want me to install? Harfbuzz. Fribbity. Fribbity toilet? We need lib harfbuzz dev. We need lib fribbity dev. These sound like made up names. Okay. Let me go to Ubuntu. Sudo apt get install. Oh, I need to close out of RStudio. Bruh. Okay. What packages do I need? Gargle. What are these names? Okay, I want libuv1 dev. I need to write these down. Notepad. Actually, yeah, notepad. Why not? Okay, you bad boys. You bad boy. Okay, close out of that. Close out of our studio. Don't save. Sudo apt get install libharfbuzz-dev. Okay, that's the first one. Now we need Fribbity Toilet. Okay, that's that done. We need libuv1. Okay. Our studio. Install.packages. Tidyverse. When you write a lyric about Dawn doing math, call that a tidyverse. Ugh. The world does need more FizzBuzz music. Oh no. What is all this? These look like error messages. This was so easy to do on Windows, it gave me no problems at all. It's only the Linux that's giving me problems. It's sassing me. I saw the word, yeah, sass. There's more sass. Slim. To computer writing you love letter in the only way she knows. I think this is a toxic relationship, Slim. I don't know if I should stay in this one. Kind of sassy. I want to just walk away from my computer and never touch it again right now. Just go live it in the woods. More sass. I don't know. I guess we can keep reading. I don't think we'll be able to actually write any R today. Represent the same underlying data in multiple ways. The example below shows the same data organized in 3 different ways. Data set shows the same values of the 4 variables: country, year, population, number of documented cases of tuberculosis. Each data set organizes the values in a different way. Country, year, cases, population. Okay. Oh, this is disgusting. Why would you ever store data like this? Maybe if you have multiple observations. Or like, if you have like, well, yeah, I guess like if in the year like 2000 you miss an observation for population, you could still have a row for cases at least. Uh, I don't know if I like that. Depends on on how you're using it. One much easier to work with in the tidyverse because it's tidy. Okay. There are three interrelated rules that make a dataset tidy. Each variable is a column, each column is a variable. Each observation is a row. Each row is an oh god, okay. Each value is a cell, each cell is a single value. The forget which library I use, there's a built-in dataset that was normally distributed enough, you're able to compute pi to be like 3.1 from it. Ooh, cool. I'm doing much math either. Just reading, watching movies, playing basketball. Ooh. Why ensure that your data is tidy? There are two main advantages. General advantage to picking one consistent way of storing data. If you have a consistent data structure, using the tools that work with it, so that they have an underlying uniformity. You know, placing variables in columns, because it allows our vectorized nature to shine. Deployer, ggplot2. All the other packages in tidyverse are designed to work with tidy data. Sure. It's kind of boring data when you only have two years for each country, but okay. My RStudio is still going at it. It could be going at it for a long time. Oh, no, never mind. I doubt this is going to work. There's no way this works. But just to be sure... Wait. Oh! I'm not going to believe it yet. Don't believe it yet. Do not believe the hype yet. Take this one as a test. Oh wait, no, wait. Are you waiting? I don't think you're waiting. Ah, okay. I think it works. God, that's annoying. Okay. Um, I feel like I already did that. Sketch out the process used to calculate rate for table 2 and table 3. Number of TB cases per country per year. Check their matching population per country per year. Divide cases by population multiplied by 10,000. Sorry if you can hear the sirens through my microphone. Do we not know the operations to do this? I feel like we do. I would just do it, but I don't think they gave us the code to load this data, so I don't want to deal with that. Oh, okay, wait, never mind. I think I see what they... Yeah. I mean, I maybe could, but it'd be a little tedious. This one, don't you just multiply the rate by 10,000 and you're good? Okay, I'm just gonna move on to the next part. Lengthening data. Data is often oriented to facilitate some goal other than analysis. Make data entry, not analysis easy. I'm familiar with the principle of tidy data. Yep. Most real analyses will require at least a little tidying. Real analysis. You'll begin by figuring out what the underlying variables and observations are. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes you need to consult people who originally generated the data. Pivot your data into a tidy form. Pivot longer and pivot wider. Okay. The Billboard dataset records the Billboard rank of songs in the year 2000. Oh, Kryptonite. I haven't thought about that song in so long. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Show division of song, first 3 columns. They are variables that describe the song. 76 columns. WK 1 through... Oh, for weeks. The column names are one variable. The cell values are another. Pivot longer. Okay, that makes sense. Wait, so what pivot longer command are we actually, like, how are we using pivot longer? So we're selecting all the columns that start with WK. Names to week. Values to rank. Which columns aren't variables. Names to names of variables stored in columns. Values to variables stored in the cell values. Okay. We can rank our quote because those are new variables we're creating. Right? It's glad both teams are having fun. Turn our attention to the resulting longer data frame, what ends of a song. Top 100 for less than 76 weeks. Take Tupac's Baby Don't Cry, for example. Top 100 for 7 weeks. All remaining weeks are filled in with missing values. Okay. Can we... Convert the values of weak from character strings to numbers using mutate. Yeah. I was wondering, yeah, like that's a lot better to just let the weak be a number. This plot kind of creeps me out. This plot has a vague like spider like theme, I feel like, or I don't know what the right word is, but it kind of reminds me of spiders. GG plot, group it by track, sure. Scale Y reverse. Oh yeah, okay. The Babadook. Oh, I've heard of that movie. I don't know what the Babadook looks like. I've heard that movie's like actually really scary, so I have no interest in watching it. Oh yeah, I can see Babadook. You've seen that man in Sweden? Did you stay away from him? I hope you did. I see what you're doing, Femvox. We got to get Slim to stream. His low kill chill. Good deal on the vapes. Oh god. You're taking a real risk if you're smoking a Babadook vape. Okay, we heard it here first. Slim is definitely streaming 100% on Sunday. Be really mad if he doesn't. You don't vape? Well, why were you buying one for a homie? Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Yeah, friends vape. That shit was so good. I was glad I was drunk because I would get addicted. Was it like a nicotine vape? Curious to see what FizzBuzz linked. You don't know? Oh yeah. Okay, fair. It sounds like nicotine. Like I think I've heard people like describing a buzz that it gives you. Oh yeah, this is stuff that I don't know. Try to deal on Loncaro. Grape alcohol thing. Ooh, going ham on those. Okay. Grape alcohol thing, but not wine. Bit earlier that math stipend hit my bank account. Oh, a bit after my yeah. Oh, you get a math stipend? All I got was math debt. Oh, that'll help. I remember you saying that. To be fair, I guess if I did do better, I could have gotten a stipend when doing my master's, at least. So stuff I should have mastered in 2017, then forgot it all. It's good pre-quantum field theory stuff. Fair enough. That doesn't look simple. I sort of learned about multivariate Gaussians and like the properties and stuff they have in machine learning, but it was really brief and I didn't really get it. Really? One more point would have gotten you that much more money, potentially? It's wild. Book by following on quantum field theory. You even bought the book, and you remember you're not particularly interested in physics? Oh no. That's fair enough syntax. And yeah, Fembox, I do want to. I just like learning R is kind of taking priority from me because I think it's gonna be relevant for me applying to jobs. And so I just kind of like just got into this recently. Um I don't know. I might want to give it another week of like trying to learn R before I try to take on just like a for fun reading group. It's like I'm building up towards wanting to make at least like some sort of project with R, like just something that I can show and put on my GitHub. Someone told me so, but I never checked. I don't trust that guy. um. Okay, so how does pivoting work? So a very simple data set makes it easy to see what's happening. 3 patients, IDs A, B, and C. 2 blood pressure measurements on each patient. Create the data with Tribble. Any function. Oh, use Tribble to make Tibbles. Okay. That makes perfect sense. On our new data sets have 3 variables. ID, measurement, and value. Sure. Basically collapsing multiple columns down into one column. Gotta get cracked with plotting. I'd at least I just want to know the basics. Like I want to do something with principal component analysis. That's like an in demand thing. Yeah, sure, if you want. Information crammed into the column names, like so separate new variables. There are 2 columns that are heroes that in a different country and year. 6 columns. Yeah, I don't know what these are. Notice there's a pattern. Yeah. SP, rel, EP describes the method used for that diagnosis. MF is gender. Third piece 014 1524. It's the age range. Oh, ew. You changed your mind? Okay, that was quick. Names to... Huh. Why are all of these NA? I guess because there's only ever going to be like one entry. Maybe. No, I don't know. Hmm. Basically Slim, yeah. Uh, I just updated a few days ago. With a bunch of stuff that I did over the last few months in school. Like everything from like this one up is new, and it's all in Python. I mean, this is not even code; it's just a PDF of a report that I wrote. Um, I want to do something specifically with it's called RNA sequencing data. And I want to do something with this in R, you know, because it matches RNA. um, but this apparently comes up in cancer research, and that's something that I think would be really cool to get into. So, like this paper specifically kind of analyzes some. I don't remember if this is actually related to cancer or just something else. Uh, but what I'm thinking is I want to go through this paper and recreate some of the plots that they have because their data is publicly available. It's like on the left here is the principal component analysis plot. I'm starting to interpret what this actually is. So you're plotting one vector against another. And I don't know that the correlation between them is actually important, but you can like figure out what PC1 looks like individually and then what PC2 looks like individually from this plot, I guess. Um, yeah, that's kind of like what I'm thinking. Because I would love to do something with like biological math. So this would, if I could do this, I would kill two birds with one stone, where I both have a project where I use R to do something, and I would have another project related to mathematical biology, which I don't think I have that much on my GitHub that's actually related to it right now. Yeah. I don't know if I'll end up actually doing that project or looking for another one. That's kind of like the first thing that I found, but since their data is publicly available, theoretically it should be possible for me to do that project. But yeah, I tried to go directly into just working on that, but I got really overwhelmed. So I decided to start off more basic and just looking through this textbook first. Okay. Yeah, this graphic is helpful for understanding what's actually happening. Um, Data and variable names in the column headers. These are about data about 5 families, names and dates of birth of up to 2 children. DOB and name, values of another. Child with values 1 or 2. You can supply a vector to names too. The will need special dot value sentinel. What is it going to do? Oh, so okay, here's the dot. Unique value tells use the first component of the pivoted column as a variable name. Okay. So pivoting everything except for family. The first thing is either DOB or name. Right? No? Why are the second two things? If we give it in this order, shouldn't they be... Oh, wait, I don't have the household data. Oh, wait, maybe it's included... Let me see. We do have it. Okay. I'm confused. Why we give the names to in this order, but they seem to come out in the reverse order. Maybe that's just how it works. Did that happen earlier? Diagnosis, gender, age. Diagnosis, gender, age. Huh. Kind of weirds me out. Okay, anyway. Just push forward. Here's a basic idea with a simpler example. Use dot value and names to the names in the column and the input contribute to both the values and variable names. Dot value num. Okay. Yeah, pivoting is weird. That's gonna take some getting used to for this. I assume there's going to be exercises at the end here. No? Okay. Pivot longer solve common class problems where guys end up in column names. This will pivot. Oh my, they even put haha. To pivot wider, which makes data sets wider by increasing columns and reducing rows. Observation is spread across multiple rows. CMS patient experience. Dataset from the Centers of Medicare, Medicaid. It's data about patient experiences. Arena being studied as an organization, each organization is spread across 6 rows. 1 row for each measurement taken in the survey organization. Measure CD. Okay, so we want these things to become columns, I guess. Okay, no, these are always paired. Okay, yeah. Pivot wider is the exact opposite interface. Pivot longer, so choosing columns name, provide the existing columns that define the values. Column name. Names from. Values from. PRF rate. So we went from 500 by 5 to 500 by 9. But yeah, it should have gotten shorter. Like, it should be less than 500. ID call starts with org. Okay. I feel like it's kind of curious that they do the complicated example first and the simple example second. A little backwards. So now we're going to undo that blood pressure example just for fun, I guess. Take the values from the value column, the names from the measurement column. More data frames, more! I could see these pivot expressions being kind of complicated for actual data. Like, I can imagine pulling my hair out trying to write the proper one. Well, if I had hair to pull out, it's not quite long enough to really grab it. And you first figure out what will go in the rows and columns. Unique values of measurement. There's a will, there's a way. Yeah. What is pull? I don't know. By default, the rows in the output are determined by all the variables that aren't going to new names or values. The rows in the output are determined by all the variables that aren't going to the new names or values. These are called ID calls. Okay. The one column in general could be any number. Okay. Tips if you want to completely immerse yourself in mathematics and you're in high school. There's two different ways you could go here. If you just want to explore math and see what exists out there in the world, I would recommend watching math YouTubers. And just even for things that you don't think you'll like, just give the video a chance and watch at least a few minutes of it. So like the easy recommendations are like 3 Blue 1 Brown and Veritasium. But there's like so many math YouTube channels out there. That's probably where I would start, just to see what's out there and what exists in math that you might like. And once you kind of feel pulled in one direction or another, look for a textbook on that subject and just start self-studying it. Depending on your level, I can recommend OpenStax for like earlier than calculus, and for calculus and later, I can recommend the Open Textbook Library. Both of these websites are free and legal sources for textbooks, but there's a lot of resources out there. Yeah, Khan Academy is a popular one too. Only very slightly rated. This ran into a discussion I was having someone that was convinced that the halting problem was only undecidable until science advances. Oh, MIT OpenCourseWare, true, yeah. MIT OpenCourseWare is great. Let me find the link for it. Yeah, that's a take, Flofi. Until science advances. Dennis Arose lectures on MIT. I don't think I know of them. He was convinced we hadn't found a way yet. I mean, the door is never closed on like everyone else was wrong and he found the right answer. But I think that one is kind of settled. Spider combines these results to generate an empty data frame. Using values using the data in the input. Every cell in the output has a corresponding value in the input. No third blood pressure measurement for patient B, so that cell remains missing. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Multiple rows in the input that correspond to one cell in the output. Two rows that correspond. Oh, well, this is just stupid. You shouldn't have data like this. That's the answer. If we attempt to pivot, we get an output that contains list columns, which you'll learn more about. Oh, that's disgusting. Not a fan of that. Okay. Summary in the chapter you learn about tidy data. Really just about pivoting. It can be impossible to label the longer or wider version has a tidy one. Yeah, I was kind of I did feel kind of confused about their examples where like some of those versions seemed fine to me, but I didn't understand why they weren't fine. So I'm glad they're saying that it's kind of arbitrary. Okay, ironically, like the 2 chapters that we've covered on stream don't require any R programming for yourself, so I kind of stressed about this for nothing. I kind of want to call it here for the day, though. To be honest, I don't know if I want to get into actual scripts right now. I kind of want to take a break. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a good place to end it. Oh, you have good timing, Fluffy. Have a good day, and thank you for hanging out. YouTube stream will get cut off here. Someone who's here on YouTube, thanks for being here. Goodbye, YouTube.